Well, hello there, beautiful soul. As you can see, I'm still in my gym glamour look here. I read a post yesterday or sometime on Sunday, late afternoon. Either way, it really struck a chord that I have dealt with, and I am very aware that many others, probably thousands of, hello, beautiful Sandy, thousands of empaths and sensitive spiritual entrepreneurs, hey Jody, those who are readers, seers, mediums, hey Shelley, and coaches and consultants who don't really resonate or fit into what we consider mainstream promoting or marketing. We just want to do what we came here to do. We just want to be of service. We just want to help others. We just want to make an impact, meaning make a difference in our own lives, hey Ginger, and in the lives of others. So how do you do that and still be in part of the mainstream? Well, it's not easy. We tend, and I'm speaking in the proverbial we because I consider myself part of the we. Man, when I first started full time almost 9 years ago, at the end of July, so nearly 9 years ago, I went from working a full-time position as an executive admin assistant, contract employee with the Border Patrol down here on the southwest border in El Paso, Texas, to all of a sudden, holy ass or holy smokes. Now I've got to figure out how to do what I do and not only make a living, but to do more than just get by and survive. And I remember the very first program that I signed up for, I knew it wasn't going to work for me in the way that it was being presented. And I'll share that with you in a moment. And yet I knew I didn't know anything about this. I didn't even know what a blog was, not 9 years ago. And the first time I launched my first blog, which is still viable, it's still enabled, it took me 10 hours, but I did it. And it has since been improved upon and la la la. So what was the course? It was a course and it was $47. And I thought, oh my gosh, $47 for a course on how to write articles. And it came with a whole bunch of templates. Well, the Angels and I channel everything. I'm not saying I don't have my own thoughts and opinions and my own feelings. And yet everything is channeled way more now than it was 9 years ago. And I knew that I didn't know anything about writing articles or making a blog or whatever that stuff was. I still don't know what a blog means. I just know it's where you can post information and content to share about crystals and angels and your spiritual path and manifesting in the whole 9 yards. Okay, so before I distract myself too much, I went ahead and signed up for the class because I know I didn't know anything and I would be able to glean whatever it was I needed to at least start writing something. And let me tell you, some of those very early posts, it's like, oh wow, but I did it. And it's not about me so much. I just want to share with you, I get this because I've lived through it. I still live through it. And I'm figuring out ways to work within the system. The angels are reminding me of a tiny little story. I don't know if it's tiny, but it'll be short. Many years ago, when I was still living in Hawaii and working full-time job as a manager of an art store, I don't know where I was working. Anyway, I have worked in banks and I've worked for myself numerous times. This one I think I'm sticking with. I took classes in traditional Chinese brush painting, and it's my first love in art. And at the beginning, it was like, oh my gosh, so many rules. You got to hold the pen, the brush this way, the paper that way. You've got to grind the ink so much, and la 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 la. And it was practice. And I don't do well with rules and boxes. I don't do well with you've got to do it this way. And it's like, well, Once I practiced, and I made myself practice, it's like, you know what? I enjoyed, and there was a certain amount of serenity when, hey Denise, when the brush and I became one. And I used to say, the art or the beauty comes through the brush. I wasn't even able to accept that the brush and I created the artwork. That's how no self-worth, no confidence, no value that I held in myself. I mean, none. And that's a whole nother story, because there are a whole bunch of reasons for that I now accept ownership for my part. So the whole point of this, I think, is that there are ways to work within the system. Learn the foundation. Learn what the rules are, and then work within that. Because once you know the blocks, I don't mean like the blocks in blocking your energy, but you know the box. Thank you. That's a better word. Once you know what the box is, then you're free to move around within that, and then stretch the box and move it out and push it out and make it bigger. And then when you get to the end of that box, push it out some more, extend it more, expand it. It really upset me that this incredibly powerful, gifted psychic medium found it overwhelming to work within the mainstream. And so he went back to his other job. This is not a dig. It's not a put down. It's just, this is part of what I came here to do, was to show others how to work within the mainstream and to resonate with how you're doing things, so that you can come from your heart and not those hardcore tactics. Nothing wrong with those. They work for some people. For us who are sensitive and we're empaths, it doesn't. Good morning, Jennifer. Hey, Wesley. Those kinds of things, hey, Olga, don't work as well for us because it feels confining and it's not our true self. So figure out how and what does work, and then figure out how you can fit yourself, not confine or restrict, but help you within that. And if you want some help with this, I hadn't planned on this part, but here it comes. If you want some help with this, we have a free book, and I'll put the link to it. It's called Coming Out of the Spiritual Closet, a survival guide for sensitive spiritual entrepreneurs. And here's the other thing. I didn't set out to make a business. I didn't set out to create an international business or write books. I just wanted to do what I came here to do. I just wanted to help others. And I wanted to grow in the process. And along the way, it's like, oh, okay, I need to learn these other things so that I can do more than survive. I need to, now I get to, but in the beginning it was, I need to learn all this stuff so that I can do what I do and hire those to help me whose expertise are, virtual assistants and setting up websites and those kinds of things. Could I learn it? Sure. Do I need to? Enough to know what I'm doing and enough to know when I need help. So what does the coming out of the spiritual closet actually do for you? Well, that's up to you. It shares with you the 5 biggest mistakes and how to avoid them. Talks about a magnetic bio makeover and how to do it, how to tell others what you do so they support you. I mean, it was years before I actually told my human family what it is I do. And even then, there are some things I just keep sacred because they're not going to get it. And I'm okay with that. So the whole point is, before you just give up, before you give in, there are other ways to work within the mainstream, whatever the mainstream is. And right now, that's the vehicle, that's the process, that's the channel we intuitives, we woo-woo people have to work within. So take a deep breath. And instead of, I can't do this, it's too much, what can you do? What can you start doing right now? And if it takes you longer than other people, okay, your message, your energy, your lessons learned, your experiences, your expertise, don't allow the mainstream to hogtie you. Don't allow the naysayers to silence you. Don't do that. Reach out to someone that can help you. Reach out to a coach or a mentor who's been through it, who gets it, and can help you and still be you. That's the important part. It's not about doing it their way. It's about combining who you are with what's available and moving through it with more grace and ease and confidence and feeling empowered and coming from the heart, your heart, because your dreams, your purpose, your path, you matter. And I'm done with the soapbox. I just really felt compelled to share. Speaking of sharing, please share this with others, because there are so many amazing, beautiful, intuitive, spiritually led, heart-based women and men who need to hear this. And no matter what, don't stop. Just keep going. Take that next step. Just do it. And reach out for someone or to someone to help you, one that you resonate with, beautiful soul. And thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to fulfill my purpose and sharing the journey with me. Bye-bye for now.